Hey metalheads, you like tattoos? Of course you do. If you're in the Louisville, Kentucky area, come on over the bridge to Clarksville, Indiana, and get you some ink done at Ageless Art. If ink isn't your thing, they have a piercing studio as well. Visit agelessartclarksville.com to see some frequently asked questions, meet the staff. The shop is open Monday through Thursday, 12 to 8 p.m., Saturdays, 12 to 10 p.m., and Sundays, 12 to 6 p.m., all appointment-only spots. You can set up your appointments by phone at 812-283-1793 or email agelessarttattooandpiercing@gmail.com and someone will get you set up for your first or your next tattoo or piercing.
Hey, it's Jeff McNichol down here at Mom's Music, 1900 Melwood Avenue. I was just thinking, when I was a kid, the magic was at Frankfort Avenue, the Mom's Music at Frankfort Avenue, and I used to beg people to get a ride down there just to hang out with the guys and see all the cool gear. Now that I'm the owner of this store, it's like a dream come true. We're recreating the magic with the vibe that we used to have at the old store. We're carrying all the gear that you're going to possibly want. We're giving you the outstanding service and personal attention that you deserve. Yeah, so we've got the great guitar shop here. We're carrying USA Fender, USA Gibson, Paul Reed Smith, Gretsch, Jackson, Charvel. Anything you could possibly want, we're going to have it for you. Mom's is, and always will be, Louisville's music store.
Well, it's goodbye to the elevator music. Do it. All right, Cincinnati, it is time for this town to get down. You got Johnny, Dr. Johnny Fever, and I am burning up in here. We are all in critical condition, babies. But you can tell me where it hurts, because I got the healing prescription here from the big KRP musical medicine cabinet. Now, I am talking about your 50,000 watt intensive care unit, babies. So just sit right down, relax, open your ears real wide and say, give it to me straight, doctor, I can take it. Almost got, fellow babies. Booger!
Thank you for tuning into the Metal Forge. I am Mark Jackson and I'm your host. The premise of the show is pretty simple. Awesome interviews and awesome music. If you want to contact me, hit me up at metalforgeradio@gmail.com or visit the website metalforgeradio.com. And now let's get this show on the road. What is going on, metalheads? Thank you all for tuning into this week's episode of the Metal Forge. My name is Mark Jackson and I am your host. Today, I have Jason Gardner from Asheville, North Carolina's Temptaion's Wings here in the Metal Forge. But before we get into talking with him about their particular brand of doom metal, we're going to talk about some crazy weather that's happened over like the whole fucking northern part of the country here this week. With this crazy snow, ice, winter storm shit that... You know, Thursday it has sleeted from like 10 o'clock in the morning until like 11 o'clock at night. It was a bitch getting home, but, you know, holy crap. Be fucking safe out there if you're in this winter storm shit. It's totally messed up. Seriously, be safe if you're out in it, if, you know, you're getting snow and so on and so forth. Ugh, I hate snow. This is the reason I don't like the winter. Other than the fact that, you know, it's nice if it's not on the road, but, you know, that sucks when it's on the road because then you run the risk of having accidents, not being able to get home. You know, that just sucks to sit there and to be in at work and then to be like, well, you know, I can't get home. Ugh. And it's bad because now there's no such thing as a snow day anymore because everybody can pretty much work remotely, and all the kids can go to school remotely as well these days. So I feel for you kids that will never know what a snow day is. Oh, it's crazy. But I do want to take a minute here and talk about somebody, that totally got me wanting to do the radio. When I was a kid, on the snow days and the sick days and in the summertime, when I was a kid, there were reruns on like the local Fox affiliate and all that stuff. Because you couldn't watch like Days of Our Lives garbage, right? You watched The Price is Right that came on at 11, and you watched all of the like the morning movie, and you ended up watching the reruns, right? Because they wouldn't play cartoons all day long when you're like a kid, so you had to watch something. And WKRP in Cincinnati and MASH were my two biggest things. And Johnny Fever, Howard Hessman, totally got me wanting to do radio and podcasting, which led to podcasting, I should say. So, rest in peace, Howard Hessman, Johnny Fever. And another one that really hits hard is John Zazula. Johnny Z, for everybody who knew, is the guy who basically signed Metallica to their first record deal and published Kill 'Em All and Ride the Lightning, along with Anthrax and Venom Inc. and all these other bands that he has helped through the years. If you have not got a chance to read Heavy Tales by John Zazula, his autobiography, please do. If you get the Audible version, he actually narrates it himself, which is a great deal as well. Getting to hear him. And, a huge shout out always to him for checking out the Metal Forge when we were at WCHQ and doing the Facebook Live stuff. So, rest in power, Howard Hessman and Johnny Z. You guys kick ass. Going forward into 2022, I really want to have a little album review segment here on the show, but I don't want to do it personally. I want to have you guys send me stuff. Let me know. Give me an album that you want to review. We can get you recorded. We could do, a little 5-10 minute segment of what you want to do. Tell me about an album. Tell the fans about an album. Why they should listen to it. Why they shouldn't listen to it. Let me know. Let's get that worked out. I know there's a few people out there that would totally be down for doing it. So don't wait on it. Just hit me up. Get with me on it. Down below, there are links to the sponsors, and without you guys supporting them, they can't support the Metal Forge either. And I am so grateful that you all do help these businesses. Whether you're listening to their podcast, you're buying instruments from them, you're going and getting tattoos, you're going to the Discogs page. Thank you all so much, and continue to please support all of these guys. Ageless Art, Tattoo and Piercing, Mom's Music, Maxwell's House of Music, Better Days Records, Unchained Tapes, Mercenary Press, The Wrestling Steve Show, The Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast, the It's Gonna Get Weird Podcast. Keep supporting those guys, because every bit helps us at the Metal Forge, and it helps them too. Also, making sure you all click on the Spotify playlists as well. You get to hear all of the previous bands that have been on the show, and you'll be supporting those people as well too. Thank you all. So let's keep this going here. This is from Temptation's Wings. This is Mirkwood.
the nightshade is crawling. Twisted roots conceal the path, block the sun with hateful wrath. Do not veer from your path or be led astray. Do not think of your rest until you see the clear light of day. Yeah! Oh, he finds his time hiding under root and vine. Yeah! Oh, we gather strength, the necromancer rules Mudwood. Fortress of old, foul things are lurking unseen, concealed within the dark hill of sorcery. Over the forest once the green, a black cloud descending. Twisted creatures roam the path, consumed with fear and hateful wrath. Do not veer from your path or be led astray. Do not think of your rest until you see the clear light of day. Yeah! Oh, he finds his time hiding under root and vine. Yeah! Oh, we gather strength, the necromancer rules Mudwood. I've walked upon this world for an age and a half, seeking the evil that hides in the forest of wrath. I've walked upon this world for an age and a half, banished the evil that hides with sword and my staff. Seeking a path in the dark, wondering if I have lost my way. Seeking a path in the woods, hoping to see a glance of day. If I ever find the way.
All right, metalheads, I'm being joined on the line right now from Asheville, North Carolina, with Jason Gardner from Temptaion's Wings. Jason, what the fuck's going on, man?
Oh, not much, just talking some metal. So happy to be here, and thanks for having me on.
How is everything in Asheville these days? It's been a while since I've been down through there.
Well, it's probably like everywhere else. It's a little touch and go with COVID right now, so live shows are still going, but they could halt at any minute, unfortunately. Other than that, yeah, everything's about the same, though. Just mountain town, some big bands come through, some local band or touring bands come through. Just try to get out and support who you like, and hope they come back.
Absolutely.
That's pretty much the metal scene down here.
And that's pretty much what it's like everywhere anymore, where it's just like, these bigger bands are going to a lot of these smaller towns just because they're able to tap into a new audience, which I've always thought was really cool.
It's nice. The only thing I've been noticing is with the bigger bands coming through, they're taking whatever they can get. So, like your local, 200 count venue might be getting this big band, but the downside is they're not letting local bands jump on shows because they're afraid of people coming in with COVID and close quarters and stuff. So it's actually kind of a double-edged sword right now with the situation, unfortunately.
Yeah, that is unfortunate because COVID, really has wrecked a lot of that shit for everybody, which does suck. But I think with everybody doing what they're supposed to be doing, masking up and, just being safe about it, I'm hoping that it's really going to get better soon.
Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully this is the last year, but I don't know. They say politicians never let a crisis get away, so
right.
We're forever kind of in the middle of a lot of that too, unfortunately.
Unfortunately so, and it just sucks because there's so much that in the art world alone, not just music, but in art as it is everywhere, take all of the TV shows that everybody likes and the movies that everybody wants to see, they got halted for a long time too until they had to go in and be like, all right, this is what the fuck we need to do to make our passion work.
Yeah.
And I think musicians are starting to get to that point.
Yeah. A lot of the artists are mandating their own terms. Like if a venue doesn't require, masks, or they don't require 6 feet apart or something, some artists are coming in and kind of waving their dick around and saying, no, they're going to do this or not come in at all. So I guess if you're big enough, you can just find enough people to, sell your venue, sell your show out, no problem. But some of the smaller ones, obviously, you need numbers. So they just kind of need to just go with the flow.
Definitely.
Best term to say,
Absolutely. So tell everybody in Metal Forge Land about Temptaion's Wings.
So we formed, let's back up a second. I joined in 2007. Micah, the guitar player and singer, started the band with some friends of his. I was in a different band. I remember when MySpace was a big thing, I found his MySpace page and, listened to some of the songs with the riffs and stuff. He had like a drum machine back in it, but I remember the riffs were pretty good. And I was like, man, if something ever happens to my band, I'm gonna keep this guy in mind, and sure enough, something happened with my band, and so I wrote him a message on MySpace. We went over there and jammed. He was pretty close to me already. We live in pretty much the same part of the county. So yeah, I went over there and jammed, and we've been together ever since. That was 2007. Yeah, me and him been in the band for, let me do some math here real quick. 13, 14. This will be our 15th year actually jamming together. Yeah.
That's one of the things I'm noticing here on the Metal Archives is it shows that you all released a demo in 2010, Destruction of Another Dimension. And then it was still another 7 years after that you all came out with a full-length album.
Yeah.
To me, that's a long time to come out with a full-length album. Because essentially it's 12 years after the inception of the band.
Yeah, there's a lost album in there missing that we don't own anymore because it's so bad.
It's probably that you don't want to own it.
Yeah, I mean, the vocals are a little, let's just say, subpar. my playing isn't really anything to write home about. Like, not that I think it's great now, but, just the way we recorded it was pretty, like a caveman, kind of thing. So the Destruction of the Dimension was like the first real like studio release we ever did. And that was like 5 songs we recorded in the bass player we had at the time in the basement, all live, no click or nothing like that. And then we did an EP called Legend of the Tusk. Got some pretty good reviews and some shows from it. Yeah, then we moved up to, I guess it was the full Skullthor Even Blade album was the next after that. Yeah, so I had like a 5-year gap from the Legend of the Tusk one to Skullthor Even Blade. So yeah, I mean, not like we didn't write. I mean, we played a lot, wrote a lot. It's just, recording is expensive, so it took us a while to save us some money to get a decent recording. And plus, we had never been to a real studio before with a real producer who told us, you're playing garbage, or you can do better, or, do that again. So it's like it was like a kind of a scarring experience the first time if you never had to deal with that before.
It can be very daunting. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I mean, the guy, Andy Bishop, he recorded everything we've done since, the Legend of the Tusk EP. I mean, he's still pretty hard on us, which is awesome. He wants the best. But yeah, that first experience was pretty tough, and it just scarred us for a little while. But we got over it, and we've recorded 4 projects with him now. So
definitely,
yeah, we're good. We're good on it now.
Absolutely. And when you go into the studio, it, like I said a second ago, it can be very daunting, especially if it sets it up a. Let me say it like this. Mm-hmm. When you're a musician and you're going into the studio, it really amps up the nerves in a lot of cases. Not necessarily like it would be if you were playing live, but it's that thing where you have to get it right. You have to nail it because time is money.
Well, luckily his pricing is per song, mixed, mastered, and recorded. So the time factor really doesn't play in so much as far as I would record with him. But what does get me is when I play live or when we're writing the songs, I have these like fills that are like, I think are way better than when I recorded. Cause if I get it a little off, the band just slows down to me or speeds up to me and we just catch up and keep going. Obviously in the studio, when that click track is there and there's no room for error, sometimes you gotta like, take it down a notch and, man, it just, when it comes through on the recording, you're just like, man, the way I used to do it, or the way I do it live, it's so much better. I wish I could have done it. But like I said, the click track just doesn't allow it. You're just kind of in parameters sometimes, whether you like it or not.
Definitely.
So now when I write stuff, I just write stuff for a click track. So when I do a fill, I'm like, well, let me practice this fill for a click track so I can have it. And that's how I do it now. But back then it was like always disappointing.
Right.
When I record something,
Especially if it's not something that you're used to doing with a click track. That's when it really gets difficult. And I think the actual best working practice of click track recording, even to this day, is the Black Album, because that was on tape. There's ridiculous video showing where, they're doing so much cutting of tape.
Yeah.
And to me, that's the crazy part of recording.
Yeah, I always, when people are like, the Black Album is like this or that, I'm like, you gotta think though, like that and maybe Cowboys from Hell, and maybe like Vulgar Display of Power were probably like the last big metal albums recorded analog before digital was like, coming into its own thing. I mean, these recordings are amazing sounding still, and it's all analog. It's all cut and tape. It's all layering. It's not just like,
plugging into your computer. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, not that, but just like, when they like run the signal through different amps and then I don't know what the term is. I'm not I'm a producer, but, it was all just done. Like when they recorded 12 guitar tracks, they actually recorded 12 guitar tracks.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
6 for left, 6 for right. Now it's just like put on a computer and like stack. And then, cut the left, cut the right, cut the center. This stuff sounds good. I mean, I think our stuff sounds good, but those albums in particular, I'm sure there's a couple more now I'm not thinking of, are just like what the peak analog sounded like. I mean, you really don't get anything sounding better than the intro for Enter Sandman. the way those drums just come in and boom with the bass and the guitar crunch and everything. I mean, yeah, the song's been played to death. Don't get me wrong. Still, when people like tune in a stereo in their car, like I guarantee you, like 8 out of 10 people put in the Black Album and just set their EQs while Enter Sandman is playing.
Definitely. You know, the interesting part about that whole thing is like I bought the box set back in September when it came out with the remastered, all of that stuff, and I really can't tell a difference.
Yeah, you know, I don't understand the whole thing of remastering something that just is already perfect. Like, why? Like, it was already good. Why? How could you make this better? You know?
Well,
I think a lot of it's a marketing term, apparently, obviously, but still, I mean, I wouldn't have even touched it. I'd be like, here's a Black Album, you know, again, as it was. There you go.
Right.
Welcome to the night. You think you know Night Demon? Then the Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast is for you. Step into the darkness as we peel back the curtain to give you an unprecedented, all-access look into the mind and the heart of the demon. We're talking band history, song analysis, studio anecdotes, stories from the road. It's everything a diehard Night Demon fan could want and more. This is the only place to learn the inside scoop, the deep dive trivia, the untold tales from the band members themselves and those closest to the Night Demon story. Need more? The sacred Night Demon Crypt will be pried open to reveal demo recordings that have never before seen the light of day, all with in-depth commentary by the band and the people who were there for the writing and recording process. This is a gold mine, a treasure trove of all things Night Demon. Head over to nightdemon.net or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hey, Metalheads, it's with great pleasure I get to tell you guys about a new sponsor to the Metal Forge, Ageless Art, New Albany. After 20 years of owning and operating Ageless Art in Clarksville, Indiana, Phil Garrett had a vision for a new type of tattoo studio. Something that is clean and modern, sleek, refined, inviting. And he's done just that with Ageless Art in New Albany. You can find it at 2736 Charlestown Road, New Albany, Indiana, 47150. Business hours are Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Sundays are 12 to 6. All sessions are appointment only, so give them a call and go get you some new ink. Or if it's your first time, go get your first one, baby.
Hey guys, Wrestling Steve of the Wrestling Steve Show here. So if you're currently listening to the Metal Forge with Mark Jackson, then you understand that Mark Jackson has a pretty discerning taste when it comes to music as a whole. You'll also understand that he has a discerning taste for professional wrestling, just like me. My show is called the Wrestling Steve Show. I talk about modern and classic pro wrestling in a completely unbiased, unfiltered way. Be sure to check me out on all available podcasting platforms. That is the Wrestling Steve Show. And I am the host, Wrestling Steve. Just remember, like Confucius said, man who goes through turnstile in Thailand is going to Bangkok. Pro wrestling.
Marauders of Killing Moon came out back in 2021.
Yep.
Back in November, actually, here just a couple of months ago. Tell us about it.
Well, this is the first album we recorded as a four-piece. We recorded an EP called The Path as a four-piece, just to get our feet wet and have a little recording when we went to Maryland Doom Fest. So we had something to promote, you know. So this was our first full length, and we had a lot of these songs written for like 2 years probably since we recorded The Path. We've had a lot of these written, you know, almost complete for like 2 years. And then, so yeah, when we finally, got the urge to record, we started recording, and then COVID hit, so we had plenty of time to tear some songs down, maybe change some parts, add some parts, change some vocals, change some drums, you know, record like the album in halves, have plenty of time to do pickups or changes. So yeah, it's just like pretty much 7 songs, different styles, different influences, but it's rolled into the Temptation's Wings filter. It comes out pretty damn good metal album, I think. I'm really proud of it. I hope other people like it. For some reason, we haven't really got a whole lot of feedback off it. I guess probably because it came out before Thanksgiving when everyone's busy, you know, COVID, and we haven't really got to play out, supported it yet. Hopefully it has some legs, and we can tour on it and pretty soon, and get some momentum going on it.
Absolutely. I'm looking here at the artwork of it, and it has this awesome, like, old school, it's of course with the barbarians and everything on there, and like the trolls or whatever they are. It's really cool like that, and it's got this like D&D feel to it, but it has like that scary stories to tell in the dark, like charcoal artwork.
Yes.
That's like badass.
Yeah, it is. So that guy, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but his drawing company, he's from the Ukraine. It's called Unchained Artworks, from Ukraine or somewhere in Eastern Europe around there. Maybe Poland. What we do on artwork every release is we change artists because it's a different project, so we like to represent it differently. Also, in having a different artist every time we do a release, it kind of keeps everything uniform, I guess you could say, in a weird way. So, yeah, this time it was Micah's turn to do the art and deal with some of the headaches that couldn't go with it. And this is what he got, and actually we're all really cool with it. And, we really dig it. It's fucking cool artwork.
It very much is. And going through the albums and EPs and the live EP or the live album and everything like that, I am seeing here where, you have done that. And some of them have some really cool qualities about them, like Skullthor has this awesome, like, return to thrash, like 2010, 12, 13 era. I see that album cover and I think of like Serpents Unleashed by Skeleton Witch.
Right.
It's really cool that you do that, it is a new thing every time out, and to constantly reuse the same people. And I know bands have done that. Maiden's done it. Motorhead does it. All of those bands, they do that because there's some bit of uniformity to it. But this, I can tell you want everything to stand on its own.
Yeah, that's kind of our mindset. And also, we haven't done too many EPs, but the EPs are black and white and the full lengths are color. It's like a pattern we've got into also. It's not really important, but it's just like a little fun fact I figure I throw out there. But
no, that makes sense.
But the live album and the Skullthor album are actually done by David Paul Seymour, because they're like, this live album is like a companion to the Skullthor album, because we recorded that as a 4-piece. So instead of re-recording some songs with extra guitar and then telling people who bought it, like, hey, we got this better version, we just went ahead and did a live album with like 4-piece arrangements with like guitar harmonies and stuff added in on the live album that we didn't have on the studio album. So that's why and the artwork's similar, is because like the live album is a companion to the Skullthor album. So yeah, it has a exclusive song on the live album too. I really like. Nobody else really liked it, but I love it. So there's that. If you're listening and want to check it out, it's called Death in Chains. It's pretty killer.
Hell yeah! You did say that was David Paul Seymour.
Yes, actually, I have struck up a friendship with him. He does a lot of artwork for a brewery down here called Burial. Actually, he does all the artwork. He's the only one that does it. And he was at he came out for a meet and greet a few years ago, and he did some shirts for us, and he did our album art. He did our album release poster, stuff like that. So yeah, I met him and we struck up a friendship, and we just send messages back and forth all the time. I still dig his artwork and stuff, and he has a pretty cool podcast now called Kumasan. It's like a 30s radio show he's doing. It's pretty killer. Yeah, we just we talk, and when he comes to town, I come see him and drink some beers and talk some doom metal or whatnot,
Absolutely.
Pulp Fiction, stuff like that. Not the movie, just like Conan Barbarian style stuff.
And for the listeners out there, David Paul Seymour is the guy who also did Throne of Iron's Adventure 1 album artwork. So look for them in the archives back in August of 2020, I believe. So
he does a lot of artwork.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, he does a lot of big gig posters, too, for big bands. I think he's done some Opeth, Mastodon, Slayer, I think. He's out there. Yeah, his art is definitely out there floating around.
Definitely is. I'm just looking at his metal archive page, and there's tons of stuff on there. So,
how many pages is it? I mean, that's
no, there's quite a bit. There's There's probably about 25 or 30 listings just on the front,
Wow, yeah.
just on the front page there. So check him out for sure. So what's next for you guys? I know you just said you put the album out and you want to possibly go on tour, COVID bearing, of course. So what's coming next?
Well, right now, actually our last show was in November 8th. We just actually got together, as we're recording this yesterday for the first time. Some holiday issues and COVID issues came up here and there the past couple months. So, we just got back to playing together, had some riffs laying around we kind of messed with. So the writing process has already started. We have a couple half-baked ideas already to go.
I see what you did there. Because you're kind of like this stoner southern doom metal, and you got some half-baked ideas. I got it.
To be honest with you, the whole stoner part is probably not us. It's just like the category that's easiest to describe. Because none of us smoke weed. I know. Might be a disappointment to some listeners, but yeah, we're all like weed-free. Probably because, A, most of us get drug tested, and B, me personally, I just don't like smoking.
Understandable. It's not the first thing that the Metal Archives have gotten wrong that I've quoted on here. So,
no, it's fine. I mean, that's a genre I tell people we're in just because it's easiest. It's like, how do you tell a normal music fan who you sound like? You just go like, we're like Black Sabbath or Metallica, and they're like, oh, okay. I mean, we don't really get, you can't be like, we're like High on Fire with a mixed clutch. They'll be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
Who the hell is that? So you have to go for the lowest common denominator. And then if they say something that piques your interest, like they go a little bit lower into the rabbit hole, then you start, kind of fine tuning where you stand. And that's the kind of people I like finding, because then you can strike up some good conversations and then usually make some fans, that way. So.
Oh, absolutely. It does. So continue. You were talking about what was coming up next. You had a couple of half-baked ideas, and
yeah, we'll probably just do an EP next. Seems to be the way to go. We're actually talking about maybe doing a Bandcamp download-only covers album. A couple reasons for that. One is Chad has a new, not Pro Tools rig, but he's learning how to record on his computer.
Okay.
So we're all thinking about just picking our own cover song for everybody to learn. You just do like a 4-song cover EP just for something to do and to learn the computer program without wasting a bunch of money or a bunch of time on new songs that we wrote.
Definitely.
So we got that. We kind of got that iron in the fire, and then of course we got more original stuff going. And there's some stuff being announced that we're kind of looking into getting on. Some stuff close by, some or regional at least. Like no more than a 3-4 hour drive. We just look for more promotion opportunities. We're on Electric Talon Records, so that comes with promotion, in its own, which is fucking awesome. It's nice to have a partner to help push stuff,
Absolutely. Hey everybody, let me tell you about the new sponsor to the Metal Forge, Unchained Tapes. They're an independent Pennsylvania tape label. They focus on extreme metal and punk with a killer approach to the tape scene. Visit their web store at unchainedtapes.bigcartel.com now to get your fill of tapes. And for being a Metal Forge listener, enter the code METALFORGE10 at checkout to get a 10% discount on your total purchase. That's unchainedtapes.bigcartel.com. Hey, let me tell you guys about Mercenary Press. They're an independent London label and distributor of all things metal. Mercenary Press delivers the goods from their own independent zine. Trust me, you're going to want to get in on that. To distributing various bands from all over the world, including Cramp from Spain and Sadistic Force from Texas. Visit mercenarypress.bigcartel.com to find out what all they have in stock and what you can order. And for Metal Forge listeners, enter the code METALFORGE to receive a discount on your total purchase at mercenarypress.bigcartel.com. Check it out now. Since 2013, there has been a calling from the underground, from the graves of all those unholy, and they decided to make a zine to talk about all of this. Soulgrinder Zine, an independent metal zine to keep you informed on all things metal and horror from the underground. Available in both print and digital formats, they're bringing you the best interviews and reviews out there today. Not only do they do the zine, but they also do compilation CDs. Check them out at facebook.com/soulgrinder.zine and start your subscription now. So I'm going to ask some general profile questions all about you as a person.
Okay.
Out of all of these amazing albums that are considered classics, Back in Black, Appetite for Destruction, the Black Album, Nevermind, Disraeli Gears by Cream, you know, all of these, Led Zeppelin 4, Moving Pictures, so many classic albums out there. What is a classic album that you do not have a copy of?
I actually don't have a copy of any Rush album.
Interesting.
Any Rush album. Nope. Like I said, Rush, I appreciate them. I like some songs. Obviously, their 70s prog stuff is way better, but even some of that is a little boring to me. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's not like they're good. I mean, there is good songs, you know, but yeah, just Rush is just not one of those bands that really like do it to me, you know. So, like the Moving Pictures, I don't have Moving Pictures. I don't have, 1172? Is that the
2112?
2112, yeah. It was some fucking number. I don't know. I don't have that, but, yeah, I mean, some people might just stop listening now, but yeah, no Rush in my vinyl collection.
Hell yeah.
Or CD collection for that matter.
Definitely. What do you invest too much time into?
Outside of being parents and working? Yeah, so vinyl collecting, video game playing, actually not so much anymore, but let's see, vinyl collecting, band promotion. I like promoting bands. I like watching TV with my wife at night and kids go to bed. That's a big thing of ours. Football, obviously when it's on, especially playoff season now that it's here.
What's your favorite breakfast food?
Oh, man. Can I just say the whole damn breakfast buffet and call it good? I mean, I love breakfast food. Like, Ron Swanson's my spirit animal as far as breakfast food goes. So, yeah. Like, give me all the bacon and all the eggs. And you better give me all the bacon and eggs.
Yes, that is an acceptable answer because I have just recently started watching Parks and Rec. And it was based on just of his clips on YouTube.
Yes.
So, yes.
Yeah, Ron Swanson's great, man.
Yes, Nick Offerman, Ron Swanson is the greatest character ever.
Yeah, he's definitely top 5 for me. Like, I don't know how far in you are, but the shit that he has, the picture in his office he has of, like, it's the bacon and egg plate and shit, and I like when he goes to the strip bar and he was like, I really don't care about these dancing girls, but I'm a sucker for a breakfast buffet. He's over like flipping pancakes on his plate and shit,
The bad thing about that is they say that playing a character that is similar to you, it'll make it be your greatest performance ever.
Right.
Either he is an exceptionally amazing actor, which he is already, but like, I like to think that he is partially Ron Swanson himself.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, like, even like his political views, I'm like really with, just like everything about him. It's like, damn, except for like going to an office to work and like me and him are kind of kindred spirits,
Definitely.
Because I also hate the government with a passion. So.
Yet he has a job in it.
Yeah, it's so great. It's like he has to work for the government to stop the government from doing anything.
Right.
He's like, I'll work all night and nothing gets done.
Kill it from the inside.
Yes.
As we as musicians write and record and release albums, a lot of times and a lot of people that I know, they don't have posterity copies of anything. Do you collect your own music?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got a whole section of my CDs and just my albums on the shelf.
Absolutely. Because
I also have framed show posters that were, substantial to me also.
Hell yeah.
Whether it's opening for someone big or just our own shows that we played at like the big venues in town or whatever. Yeah, I'm not ashamed to say that I am a fan of myself.
Well, I think it's like I said, there's those people out there that I know that they just kind of set it aside, and especially in the digital world, that shit can just disappear.
Sure.
Hard drives crash all the time, and, having a backup copy of it. So, yeah, that's one of the things that's always been frightening to me is to write and record an album and then put it out, and then all of a sudden you've sold out all your copies. You don't have one for yourself, and it's like, man, I really wish I had that.
So, yeah, I had a mail order come in for, the Skullthor album, and oh, shit, we're out. I'll just send them mine and tell them sorry it's open or whatever. I haven't listened to the CDs, except, in the car once, just to hear how loud they were or good they sounded. And after that, I put it up. I don't listen to, the CDs, but, I have them, because obviously it's I did this.
Absolutely. So. What's your biggest fear?
My biggest fear? Outside family stuff, probably losing a limb. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I can Def Leppard it in this late in my life. At 40, I'll be 42 soon. I assume by the time people hear this, I will be 42. But yeah, I can't do the Def Leppard.
Understandable.
Treatment. So, yeah, losing a limb is a big fear of mine. Even a finger. So I came in intact. I just kind of want to go out intact.
Definitely. What is something you've always wanted to do, but you're not coordinated enough to do?
Play guitar and sing, obviously. Actually play guitar. Let's see. Other than music, probably, I don't know. Good question. I never really thought about it until it actually has to be done. I always thought that rock climbing looked pretty cool, but man, I am not fucking climbing up some fucking cliff with a damn bungee cord, Yeah, so, yeah, I would just say, rock climbing out there, I'm very coordinated enough to do that, keep up with all this stuff on you,
For sure, because... Yeah,
did my pickaxe really set in good before I let go and rely on this thing to keep me alive? Yeah, I'm not doing that. Although it is really cool looking, I watch people do it, on
oh, absolutely.
TV, man, that's amazing, but yeah, not for me. Because I don't like heights either. So.
Right. I have seen the movie Cliffhanger, and I know what happens out there.
Yeah, I saw the movie Cliffhanger when I was 13. It was my first rated R movie I went to by myself. My mom took me to work one day. She worked at a store in the mall, and there's a movie theater across the street, 8-lane traffic, 8 lanes of traffic kind of street. I somehow crossed it, made it alive, and went to this movie, and nobody asked me anything. They just sold me the damn ticket, and I went in.
Nice.
Yeah, I remember that was the first one R-rated movie I ever saw by myself. Yeah, 13 years old.
And,
yeah,
I rewatched it.
I have a soft spot for it.
Yeah, I rewatched it here recently, and it's you know what? It's not terrible. It holds up. Not. For the listeners out there, recommend an album or artist to get into.
I'm going to recommend an artist and their discography. So the band is Grand Magus from Sweden, 3-piece Viking metal. Started out as a doom band, turned to a trad metal band. Fucking killer from beginning to current. The album highlight is probably going to be Hammer of the North, I would say, but I mean, they're all fucking stellar releases, man. I mean, all of them. I love that band so much. I actually got to see them open for Amon Amarth when they brought them to the U.S. for the first time last year or 2 years ago. It all blurs together now when you talk about COVID era. Just if anybody's looking for something new with some meat on the discography, Grand Magus is the way to go.
Hell yeah. Which I love getting bands that I've actually never heard of on here, so I can look them up too. Because that's
you won't be disappointed. Yeah, start with Hammer to North. You can go forward, you can go backwards. They're kind of, it's a good middle point to where, it doesn't get too different either way, So, yeah, killer. Killer stuff, man.
Hell yeah.
Hey, it's Mark Maxwell at Maxwell's House of Music. Listen, all this stuff is now available to purchase on our website. Check it out at maxwellshouseofmusic.com.
We carry all the top brands, like Fender.
We got Gibson.
We also have basses.
We've got ukuleles.
We got drums.
We've got sound gear.
We've got keyboards.
It's Gonna Get Weird is the name of the podcast. We're on season 2, so you have a whole season to get weird with Frank Green and Scott Clark. The best part is there's always laughter.
Oh, yeah, you need to pull that out.
We have national touring comedians, NFL stars, rock stars, your local friends. It always gets weird. Weird answers.
Have y'all ever snorted coke off of a 78 Pinto? No? You ain't no man.
Weird questions.
Who had a bigger cocaine habit, Jock Sutherland or Kaywood Ledford? Neither one, because they stopped beating their wives.
And weird we never even thought of.
Well, no. My friend is on acid, and I sent my friend to go find a payphone so that I can call and turn myself in for murdering this guy and ruin my life.
We love all types of people, but we don't love all people.
Weird. It's Gonna Get Weird is the name of the podcast, available everywhere. And thank you to Big X Sports Radio for being a proud sponsor of It's Gonna Get Weird. Frank Green, Scott Clark. Yeah.
As always, links will be listed below, so give these guys a like, a share, and a follow. Go to their Bandcamp page, go buy merch, go buy CDs, support them in any way you can, because that's what this is all about. It's about the promotion of music, because that's what gets you through the fucking times. That gets you from point A to point B in your life. Jason, do you have any shout-outs you want to give to anybody today?
You know, just all the bands still doing it, man. Like, friends of ours are still out there playing. There's a band called, I'll drop some band names here real quick. People check out that we're personal friends with. Obviously, there's a band, probably most of you know, called Night Demon from California. We're friends
Absolutely.
with. Yep. They're out, I think they're going to do some stuff this year, hopefully, in Europe and come to the States later. So make sure you support them. They got some cool stuff going on. We just played with them actually in town, November 8th. They played an exclusive show, for the whole year at a little bar that we play at. So that was amazing that even happened. So yeah, check them out. And then there's a friend of ours called Witch Pit who have an album on Heavy Psych Sounds coming out in March. They're pretty killer if you like Clutch. It's very Clutch-ish. Style music with some harsher vocals. There's a thrash band from Greenville, South Carolina called Neverfall. That sounds like they're Bay Area. Quite amazing. They're pretty. They're all little kids too. They're all like in their 20s. I'm like, I'm so jealous. But yeah, they're awesome. If you like the Bay Area thrash sound, find these guys. They play around a lot in the South, so I'd be coming pretty close to you if you're listening. Let's see what we got here. The newer band here in town called Oblivion Throne. That's like kind of Exciter. If you like that kind of speed metal stuff, not thrash, but speed metal. Very Exciter influenced, killer stuff. And then then there's us. And man, there's so many bands out there. A band called the Horse Burner from West Virginia. It's like a kind of like a hybrid sludge stoner band. Pretty awesome. They're on Ripple. And let's see. Howling Giant from Nashville. They're also some friends of ours. Check them out. I think they got a new album coming out pretty soon. So, I mean, there's so many other ones. If I know you and forget you, I do apologize. There's so many fucking bands that we just like and, admire and are friends with and just dig. So, yeah. And then, of course, Steven's band, The Stone Eye, is going on tour soon. So make sure you support the boss and check his band out.
Hell yeah. So, final question of the day here in the Metal Forge. What album changed your life?
Oh. Well, I got a couple different stipulations. Let's go. I'll just do some scenarios and list all those. The first album that I ever owned myself and got for gift was Interlusion 1 and 2 from my mom on cassette tape. So those were my first ones I ever owned. First one I ever bought with my own money was the Black Album. Actually, funny story, I bought Black Album and Load on the same day on CD. Because I just got a CD stereo and I was so excited. I just didn't want one Metallica CD, I wanted two. And Load had just come out like the Friday or Tuesday before the weekend I went and got it. So I got the Black Album too. And I didn't listen to Load much after I heard the Black Album. And of course I went backwards from there and, it's all, everyone knows the story. Everyone's opinion's almost the same. But, let's see. So those two, those were big ones. And then, I guess I remember hearing the first real hard rock stuff was, probably Appetite for Destruction. That was 87. So I was cognizant enough to know that this was like some dangerous sounding music, that would actually play on FM radio. So, I guess the most influential one would probably be Appetite, just because of like the first one I really latched onto. As a 7-year-old, I was all about the, dangerous living. I really didn't know what the fuck anything was.
For sure.
Yeah, looking back at Appetite now, it's kind of funny, and on the insert it has that like robot raping that woman and stuff,
which was supposed to be the original cover.
It was, yeah. If people have that vinyl, man, they got some money in their hands in their collection.
Oh, absolutely.
Just listening, just remember hearing that when like Buckle to the Jungle came on and stuff, and and now that I'm older and know what the lyrics are, it probably was a very good album for me to be into, because it's all about kind of like just treating women as sex objects and not caring and doing what you want and just stuff like that.
Right.
It's not a very nice album, but it's so full of attitude and stuff. Yeah, it's just when you're a 7-year-old boy, you're into mischievous things, and it was like perfect for my musical upbringing. So
definitely. Dude, Jason, thank you so much for coming into the Metal Forge this week. This has been an awesome conversation. Super rad dude to talk to.
Yeah, man, thanks. I had fun, man. This is awesome. Like, I wish more were just like free flowing, free form,
absolutely
kind of stuff. But it was awesome. I appreciate it.
Hell yeah! So, from Marauders of the Killing Moon, what are we going out with today?
Oh boy, I'm gonna recommend our ultimate tribute to the mighty Sabbath. It's unapologetic. It's called Altar of Sabbath.
Dude.
If you don't recognize what song it's modeled after, you just turn your fucking metal card in and jump off a cliff.
Oh, you heard him. So,
there's no excuse if you don't recognize it.
Hell yeah. From Temptation's Wings, this is Altar of Sabbath.
Converge in electric funeral fire.
Hey, thank you all for tuning into this week's episode of The Metal Forge. I want to take a minute to remind you guys about the Patreon page. Over on the Patreon page, we have the tiers set up to support the production of the show. We feature the Down and Dirty, which is just $1. There's nothing special for that one, it just sends me a thank you because every dollar helps. Then there's the Double Down and Dirty. Much akin to the Down and Dirty tier, everything helps produce the show in the end. You make your presence known, and I appreciate that more than you realize. Thank you for being a dedicated friend and supporter to the Metal Forge. By selecting that tier, you will receive some cool Metal Forge stickers in your mailbox. Now, we're really going to start pounding the metal madness with the Apprentice Metalhead for just $5 a month. By becoming an Apprentice Metalhead, you'll be given early access to the shows, published 24 hours before everyone else gets it. You're also going to receive 3 entries in any contest that we do here at the Metal Forge. You're also going to receive a 10% discount on all Metal Forge merch, and you're going to receive a sweet Metal Forge patch for your battle jacket or backpack. And now, here is the big one. This is the Master Metalhead for just $10 a month. By becoming a Master Metalhead, you will receive a hand-numbered Metal Forge Master Metalhead membership card. You're going to be given early access to the shows as well, with 36 hours before everyone else. You're going to receive 5 entries in any contest that we do here at the Metal Forge. You'll be able to submit audio questions that I will use on the show of you asking questions to the upcoming guests. Remember, timing is everything, and you will need to keep up with the upcoming guest list on the website. You're also going to receive advanced knowledge of any new merch coming out and be given a 25% discount on all Metal Forge merch. And you're also going to get all of the other rewards from the other tiers. So visit patreon.com/Metal Forge Radio today and help support the Metal Forge. Rock on.